this lesson, we are going to talk about multiple table queries. After completing this chapter, you will be able to join multiple database tables in a single SQL query, review set operations as applied in a database, restrict data retrievals to rows that match complex criteria in set operations, identify union-compatible tables, facilitate self-join on tables, and differentiate between equality and non-equality joins.
We have seen the different types of join in our discussion on relational database models. This time, let's take a look at the SQL statements that accomplish these. In here, we have a case of a select statement with an omitted join condition. In particular, we do not have a where clause. In this example, we're listing the book title, which can be found in the books table, and the name of the publisher, which can be found in the publisher table. If we omit the join condition, the select statement will give us all of the possible combinations of the title and the names of the publisher. In our results below, we can see that all of the books are paired with each of the publishers that we have, which may not be necessarily the case. Another case of a Cartesian product is if we have a missing join condition. Take for example if you are listing the book titles published by publisher number 2. In here, we can see that we have a where clause, but we are not specifying the join condition for the books and the publisher tables. We can see in our results that we are actually printing all of the books available in our table and pairing them with publisher number 2. Another case is if our join condition is invalid. In here, our join condition is ISBN is equal to ISBN. But take note that ISBN only exists in the books table and does not exist in the publisher table. That is why we're still given all of the combinations of the rows in the books table and the publisher table. Take note that using Cartesian product may be applicable at times. For example, we would like to take the inventory of each of our books for each of our warehouses. We demonstrate it here using the cross-join keyword. However, we can use any of the cases we have just discussed. In this example, we need to list all the possible combination of books and the warehouses. And we just added a dummy column called count for us to put our notes in a printed inventory sheet. Let us now discuss equality joins. In an equality join, rows are joined using equality comparisons that involve common columns from the two tables. And usually, these are the primary key and foreign key from the two tables. This is created by using either an equality join in the where clause or the join keyword in the from clause, using natural join, join using, or join on. The following is an example of an equality join with the equality condition in the where clause. In here, we are getting the book title and the name of the publisher. We can see that we have an equality condition in our where clause with books.pubid equal to publisher.pubid. And we can see in our results that we are actually getting the corresponding book title, and its respective publisher. Take note that we have 14 books all in our tables, and we are just getting the right amount of information. If we're trying to select columns that are present in both of our tables, we must have a qualifying column name. In this example, we are selecting the pub ID in our output. However, we have pub ID both in the books table and in the publisher table. If we are trying to do this, Oracle will give us the following error message, because Oracle do not know which pub ID we want to include in our output. So it is important for us to qualify our column names, just like what we did in our where clause. As we have seen before, the where clause supports join conditions as well as any other conditions that we may have. In this example, we can see that the first condition is our join condition, and we have another condition that our publisher ID should be equal to 4. Therefore, in our output, we are getting the corresponding book title and the publisher name, but only those that are published by publisher number 4. If we have the same column name in the two tables, for the columns in our equality condition, we can instead use natural join. Natural join automatically finds the columns with the same names in our tables and combines the records in the two tables based on the equality of the values in these columns. Since in our previous example, we only have pub ID as the common column name between the two tables, we can use natural join, as we can see in this example. A word of caution, however, if we are already using natural join, using qualifying key column names is not allowed. If we try in this example, to have a qualifying column name for our pub ID, Oracle will give us the following error message. If, for example, we have multiple column names that are the same for both tables, we cannot use natural join. But instead, we can use join using if we have the same column name. In this example, we use join using, and then inside our using, we specify the column name that we would like to connect the records in our two tables. So in essence, we are still getting the same results. If the column names are not the same, we can instead use join on. In the join on, as we can see, we try to alter first the publisher table and rename the column pub ID to ID. And then in our select statement, we join books table with the publisher table on ID equals to pub ID. Again, we just alter the publisher tables first so that we can demonstrate the use of join on. We can also join several tables in Oracle SQL. For example, we would like to list the customer names along with the titles of books purchased by those customers. Take note that the customers' names appear in the customers table, while the titles of the books appear in the books table. The orders of the customers, however, appear in the orders, and since we have a many-to-many relationship between the orders and the books, we have the order items. That is why it is necessary for us to join the customers with the orders table, the orders table with the order items table, and the order items table with the books table. And we can see the equality conditions in our where clause. Customers.customer number should be equal to orders.customer number. Orders.order number should be equal to the order items.order number. And order items.isbn should be equal to books.isbn.